Open the OTA main view and sign into AWS. Input an access key, secret access key, and region. Click the Sign In button. To import the firmware project and bootloader project, click the Import OTA Project button. Specify the folder where you want to create the project and select the version of FreeRTOS. From the project list, select the AWS_demos and boot_loader projects for the evaluation board that you want to use. Refer to the help to change linker settings. Refer to the help to change the section settings in the AWS_demos project. Set up Wi-Fi if you are using the RX65N Cloud Kit. Create IoT devices in the cloud. Click Manage IoT Devices. Enter an IoT device name and then click the Create button. The IoT device is created in the cloud and the device certificate and keys are downloaded to the project folder. Create initial firmware to write to the device. Add an IoT device, set the version, and then click the Create Initial Firmware button. When you create the initial firmware for the first time, a dialog for creating a code signing certificate will appear. Enter the information to be set for code signing, and then click the OK button. The eSquare Studio starts building the source code that reflects the information of the IoT device added. The created code signing certificate is saved in the project folder. Write the initial firmware and start debugging. Connect the evaluation board to the PC, and connect the serial output of the evaluation board and the PC with a USB cable. Write the initial firmware using the Renesas Flash programmer. Select the evaluation board, and then click the Write button. When the writing is complete, click the Debug button to start debugging the written program. Select the Firmware Log tab, select the serial port connected to the evaluation board, and click the Connect button. When you run the program, the firmware works and the logs are displayed. Create the updated firmware to execute OTA. Select the Update Firmware tab, select the IoT device, click the Add button, and select the version. Click the Create Update Firmware button to create the updated firmware. The created update firmware is saved in a folder whose name indicate the version number under the AWS_demos project folder. AWS_demos.rsu is the updated firmware. Select the OTA tab, select the IoT device, and click the Add button. Next, select the version and click the Execute OTA button. If the required settings, role, update to, code signing profile, are not set for OTA, the QE will automatically configure them. When ION_progress appears in the OTA job status column, preparation for OTA is completed. If the IoT device is running, it can detect that an update is available and starts updating the firmware. Select the Firmware Log tab to confirm firmware operation. The IoT device receives an update notification from AWS and the download begins. After the download is complete, the firmware is verified, and if there are no problems, the IoT device will restart, and the updated firmware will start working. Select the OTA tab and confirm that the OTA job has been completed in the cloud.